Religion and belief systems are powerful tools in fantasy storytelling. They can shape characters, drive conflict, and reflect interesting themes. But how can writers create believable religions that enhance their world building, deepen character arcs, and tie into the plot? In this video, we'll explore how to craft religions that add depth and complexity to your fantasy world, from diverse perspectives on the same faith to how religion interacts with your story's magic system.
In fantasy, religion can be a force that can shape destinies, define heroes, and topple empires. But how do you create belief systems that feels real and resonates with your characters and world? Today we're discussing how to craft compelling religions in fantasy. Ones that can be seen as sacred guiding lights for some and dangerous cults to others. Let's explore how to use faith to add depth, conflict, and meaning to your stories.
One way to enrich your belief systems is to explore their origins. Belief systems often emerge from historical events, legends of great heroes or deities, or unexplained phenomena that shaped the lives of past generations. Perhaps a cataclysmic event led people to believe in a protective god who saved them from ruin, or an ancient hero's deeds became mythologized into a code of morality. Over time, these stories are passed down, altered, and formalized into organized religion. Alternatively, divine intervention can spark devotion, fear, or both. How your world's beliefs originate and evolve shapes its culture, values, and conflicts, giving characters a deep connection to their faith or rebellion against it. Exploring the origins of a belief system can also reveal how it adapts or fails to adapt to societal change. As your world evolves, what was once a set of sacred rituals and doctrines might face reinterpretation, rebellion, or stagnation. Reformers might strive to bring ancient traditions in line with modern values, while traditionalists cling fiercely to the old ways. Conflicts over doctrine, reinterpretations of founding myths, and reactions to new miracles or disasters can drive compelling stories, deepening character arcs, and shaping the trajectory of entire cultures.
It's always helpful to research how religion is formed in the real world. Someone didn't snap their fingers and poof, that was Christianity. The Christian belief system was shaped by millennia of stories being passed down, prophets being born and contributing to the lore, and also political interests of the Catholic Church, for example. If you create a religion that is very monolithic, everyone just believes the exact same thing, without conflict between different denominations who interpret their sacred scriptures in different ways, you risk making your world building feeling shallow and juvenile.
Religious figures like clerics, prophets, and cult leaders can bring powerful dynamics to your fantasy story, serving as pivotal allies, antagonists, or complex figures straddling both roles. Clerics might be healers, warriors, or advisors whose faith-driven actions inspire hope and loyalty among their followers, but they can also grapple with their own doubts or dogmatic rigidity. Prophets, with their visions and foretellings, could lead movements that reshape the course of kingdoms or sow seeds of chaos, depending on how others interpret their messages. Meanwhile, cult leaders often wield immense charisma and manipulation, creating devoted and sometimes dangerous followers willing to sacrifice all for their cause. These characters add intrigue and moral tension to your narrative, as their convictions and actions test the beliefs of those around them, driving conflict, loyalty, and transformation. Exploring faith in crisis for these religious-centric figures in your story can also be a transformative force for characters, creating deeply personal arcs and driving powerful conflicts within your story. When a character begins to doubt their beliefs, whether due to personal tragedy, exposure to new ideas, or the perceived hypocrisy of their religious leaders, it can shatter their identity and force them to reevaluate their place in the world. This crisis might lead them to seek forbidden knowledge, challenge religious dogma, or even become an outcast. Heresy, in turn, can spark tension as characters wrestle with the consequences of their beliefs, drawing the ire of zealots or religious authorities.
So, exploring religious figures well is a good way to examine how people can be influenced by different interpretations of the same religious text. Also, explore how powerful people can use religious dogmas to manipulate people to specific goals. Maybe the religious leader really just has the best intentions in mind, but they are misinterpreting the text based on how their own personal backstory influences the way they see the world. Or maybe the leader is a bit more cynical and really just wants to manipulate people. There are a lot of angles to explore in religious leadership, and this can really make your themes hit home or be a rich source of character exploration when it's done right. The exploration of faith and doubt in a character arc can also allow for complex storytelling, revealing the moral, spiritual, or societal costs of questioning deeply held convictions, and can transform not only characters but entire communities.
One way to use religion to enrich your world building is through rituals and symbols, which serve as powerful anchors for belief, reinforcing faith within individuals and communities. Ceremonies, whether solemn rites of passage or grand seasonal festivals, can deepen your world building and offer glimpses into the spiritual life of your society. Sacred texts might carry hidden prophecies, moral teachings, or divine commandments. Symbols, be they holy relics, sigils, or mystical objects, can become focal points of devotion, conflict, or power struggles. These elements provide opportunities for intrigue, drama, and character growth as allies and enemies alike respond to the faith that unites or divides them. Hell, your entire magic system can be religion-themed. In many fantasy worlds, religion and magic are intertwined, competing for dominance or coexisting in uneasy harmony. Belief systems may see magic as a sacred gift bestowed by the gods, reserved for the faithful, or as a forbidden practice condemned as heresy. Conflicts arise when magic defies religious doctrine, creating tensions between clerics and mages, or within characters who wield both power and faith. This dynamic can drive complex stories of persecution, reform, and secret magical orders operating within or against religious institutions. How religion shapes, regulates, or condemns magic adds layers of meaning and intrigue, reflecting broader themes of control, belief, and rebellion. Prophecies are also a staple of fantasy, driving plotlines and shaping characters' beliefs and decisions. Whether they predict a hero's rise, a cataclysmic event, or a kingdom's downfall, prophecies create tension by casting doubt on the future and burdening characters with expectations or fears. A character may strive to fulfill a prophecy, resist it, or even reinterpret its meaning as they face unexpected challenges. Others may manipulate prophecies to control the masses or maintain power. By weaving prophecy into your narrative, you can explore themes of destiny versus free will, the fallibility of belief, and the power of interpretation.
These are all good ways to use religion to make your fantasy world feel real and immersive, incorporating rituals and symbols that anchor belief and shape characters' lives. Ceremonies like coming-of-age rites or massive festivals offer glimpses into how faith plays out in everyday life and what it means to different people. Holy texts, relics, or magical symbols can drive plots by inspiring devotion, causing conflicts, or sparking quests. Religion can even tie into your magic system, where magic is seen as divine power or a forbidden practice, for example, leading to clashes between mages and religious orders. Prophecies, too, add tension by predicting epic events or shaping destinies, as characters try to fulfill, defy, or twist their meanings. All these elements give depth to your story and can serve as tools to enhance character arcs, conflicts, and mysteries.
Religion, like any complex system, is not experienced the same way by everyone in a society. For some, it might be a sacred compass, guiding every action, a source of comfort, identity, and moral code. For others, the same faith could be oppressive, cult-like, or used as a means of social control. Exploring these diverse perspectives allows for richer, more relatable character dynamics and conflicts. Religious factions and splinter groups also add a rich layer of complexity, by showing how a single faith can be interpreted and practiced in drastically different ways. Diverging beliefs might lead to schisms within a religion, creating rival sects that compete for influence, power, or the true interpretation of doctrine. These groups could range from reformers seeking to modernize outdated traditions to zealots who demand strict adherence to dogma, often using violence or manipulation to achieve their ends. Such divisions can lead to political and social upheaval as factions vie for control over followers, resources, or religious symbols. creating a backdrop of intrigue and tension. Characters may find themselves torn between loyalties, forced to navigate the shifting allegiances and ideologies that divide their faith, while leaders use the religious divide to advance their own agendas or broker uneasy alliances. Holy wars and religious conflicts can heighten stakes and bring intense moral complexity to your story, immersing characters in battles driven not only by politics but by deeply held beliefs. These conflicts might arise from rival factions within a single faith, between entirely different religions, or when one group seeks to impose its beliefs on others. The fervor and conviction that fuel such wars can make compromise nearly impossible, as characters see their struggle as divinely sanctioned or a matter of spiritual survival. This dynamic allows for profound moral dilemmas, where characters must decide whether to fight for faith, question their loyalties, or seek peace in the face of fanaticism.
But religious conflict can also reveal the darkest side of faith, where leaders manipulate doctrines, personal gain, or justify atrocities in the name of a higher cause, offering powerful opportunities to explore themes of conviction, sacrifice, and the human cost of belief. Religion in a fantasy world can be a powerful force, seen differently by everyone. For some, it's a guiding light, for offering comfort and moral guidance, while others see it as oppressive or even corrupt. This mix of perspectives creates rich character dynamics and conflict. Splinter groups and rival factions further complicate things, as different interpretations of the same religion spark power struggles, reform movements, or violent zealotry, shaking up the societal and political landscape. Holy wars can take things even further, with battles fought for territory, power, and deeply held beliefs. The stakes are high, compromise is rare, and characters face tough choices, fighting for faith, questioning their beliefs, or navigating a world torn apart by spiritual conflict.
Religion shapes how societies function, influences individual character arcs, and drives conflicts that can impact your entire story. By asking the right questions, you can craft a faith that feels authentic and integral to your world, giving your characters beliefs that drive their motivations, choices, and struggles. Who or what do people worship, and why? Consider whether they worship gods, spirits, ancestors, or even natural forces. This choice reflects their history, needs, and values. Ask what inspires their devotion. Is it gratitude, fear, hope, or something else? What rituals, symbols, and sacred texts define the faith? Rituals and symbols provide structure and a shared experience of belief. From everyday prayers to grand ceremonies, sacred texts may hold stories, laws, or prophecies that shape morality and guide behavior. How does religion influence laws, politics, and magic? Does the religion have control over legal matters or governance? Consider if religious authorities hold sway over political leaders. Religion's impact on power dynamics can create complex plots. Are there factions or varying interpretations within the religion? Faith is rarely monolithic. Splinter groups and rival factions can emerge, each claiming to hold the true interpretation. These internal divisions can lead to intrigue, reform movements, or open conflict, adding tension to your story. How do outsiders view the faith? Perceptions vary, and outsiders might see the religion as a benevolent force, a dangerous cult, or a source of oppression. These differing views can create tension, prejudice, alliances, or even inspire cultural exchange.
By asking these questions, you can craft a religion that feels deeply rooted in your fantasy world. The beliefs, rituals, and power struggles surrounding faith reflect the complexity of your society and enrich character arcs, creating opportunity for compelling conflict and meaningful stories. When done thoughtfully, religion can become a driving force that shapes everything from personal growth to world-shattering events.
Crafting a religion or belief system in your fantasy story should be more than a window dressing. It's about weaving faith into the heart of your world and the lives of your characters. By exploring rituals, symbols, and conflicts, and by tying beliefs to your society's values, politics, and magic, you create a world that feels alive. Whether your characters find strength in their faith, challenge its power, or are torn by its demands, their journey becomes richer and more impactful. Religion can drive conflict, test loyalty and reveal both the best and worst in people, making your story more compelling and resonant.
So, how do you plan to use religion in your fantasy worlds? Maybe you're working on a faith-driven character arc, a holy war, or a secret cult that pulls strings behind the scenes. Let me know in the comments how religion shapes your story's conflict or inspires your characters. Also, let me know if you have any particular story in mind that explores religious themes really well.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for notification. Thanks for watching, and may your tales be ever epic.